Okay, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I bought this, I've been looking for one of these in red for a very long time. It's a Red Cat 64 lowrider RC. Beautiful cars. Got this from a wonderful seller on eBay who was very honest and forthcoming, showed good pictures, letting the buyers know, the potential buyers, that there's some surface scratches on the roof of the car. So what this video is going to be about is unboxing this and taking a look at the surface scratches and taking them out. So I'll show you how to take some scratches off of Lexan bodies. So first things first, let's take this puppy out of the box here. And I got to tell you, Red Cat, love this, love the presentation here with how they did this. I mean, the box is absolutely gorgeous. The packaging is just amazing. And I guess, you know, one can say you get what you pay for, because these are not exactly on the low end of the price scale. They're about, you know, $500 or $600, and that's even before you get to the add-ons. In this case, the seller, again, super cool, super rad dude. He put a light kit in it, even included the box with the light kit. So, I mean, everything is just in pristine condition. So, let's see what we've got here. I mean, just everything's super nice. So, we got the remote. The remote is pretty cool because this RC actually hops and does all sorts of things. It has a multi-channel remote, switches on the sides. I mean, almost reminds me of an aircraft remote. Obviously not, but you know, we're not going to be toying this thing really. I mean, the purpose of this video is really to show you how to get these scratches off. As soon as I expose you to them and we all take a look at them, we'll see what we've got. So again, beautiful presentation, beautiful car. Let's see if we can take this out gracefully and hopefully position the camera so you can actually see the scratches before and after. Okay. All right. So let's see what we've got. The scratches. I love the way this car bounces already. Already wants to bounce. The scratches on this are kind of faint. Let me get this camera down just a little bit more and at an angle. I can see the scratches on there. It's basically just wear from the styrofoam or the foam padding with some movement inside the car rubs against it. So, okay. I think you can see, despite the light, if it was a deep scratch, like the X-Acto knife scratch I recently took off, I'd be using some maybe 1000 grit sandpaper, wet sanding it, putting it in water In these cases, these scratches here are very light, so you could maybe get away with using Meguiar's plastic. It's a plastic cleaner and polish, but these look like they're a little bit heavier than what that can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this Novus. There's 3 parts to this. There's a heavy scratch remover, which I don't think I'm going to need. We'll see how this one works. Then if you use the number 3, after you use the number 3, then you use the number 2, which is the fine scratch remover. And then lastly, you use the plastic clean and shine. So this Novus is for plastic surfaces, as it says right there. So I found that it works amazingly nice. Again, this is kind of like heavy grit. Some people use toothpaste, a little bit, watered down a little bit. So that mixture also works because it's a little bit abrasive. But in the end, you still need a polish, because what you're really doing is you're going down the levels of sandpaper down to the finest. I even get to the point of using these pads, okay? And these pads, they start at 1500, then I work my way down to 18, and then I work my way down a little bit more, all the way, what is this one here? 3200, 3600, and then 4000. Yeah, 4000 almost feels really smooth. So the point of the sanding is to get the abrasion marks that the sanding leaves behind, to get them finer and finer and finer, almost to where you don't see them anymore. So that's the deal, okay? So in this case, the Novus kind of acts like fine sandpaper. So that's what we're going to do. Now I use a soft microfiber cloth to put the Novus on. At the very end, we polish it with a very, very soft cloth. And remember, this primarily works on Lexan, the outside bodies. It's clear. You don't want to do this on the inside. It's just going to rub the paint off. I know that probably doesn't need to be said, but you never know, just in case. So it will also work on clear coat if you're really, really careful. If you take too much of the clear coat off, you're going to get down to the paint, and then you're going to get screwed, right? So anyways, so let's go ahead and start here. So let's start with the scratch remover first. I'm shaking it right now. This is the number 2, and if this doesn't take enough of it off, then I'll start over again with the number 3. Okay, that's all I use. Okay, so then we start in circular fashion. And I'm going to do the whole roof in this circular fashion so it comes out even. Okay, number 2, remember? Okay, so now we're going to just wait about 30 seconds to let it dry a little bit. And then we'll go over it with the soft cloth and see if it took those hairline scratches out. And if it did, then we'll go ahead with the polish. If it didn't, then we'll go and use the number 3. And what we'll do is we'll do number 3, let it do its magic, and then number 2 to smooth that out a little bit more, and then number 1 to polish it. Okay, I can see that the scratches are still faint, but they're still there. So we'll go ahead and shake it and do number 3. And if number 3 doesn't work to take them out, then we'll start getting into the sandpaper. Okay, almost like toothpaste. Some folks also use baking soda. They put that into a paste because that baking soda also gets abrasive as well, or is a good abrasive, I should say. So I'm rubbing a little heavier on the part that was scratched and lighter on the parts that wasn't. Don't freak out if it stays dull. The polish will undull it, bring it back to its shine. Okay, you can't see it with the light, but this took most of it off. So we're going to do it one more time just to make it clean. And I did the number 3 here in a circular fashion, but really you should be number 2 in circular fashion will bring everything even. Number 3, you want to do it in line with the scratches at right angles. Just works better that way. So I'm going to do this just one more time. Give it one more shot here with the number 3. Okay, we'll let that dry a little bit. Okay. All right, that looks good. It took a lot of the depth of the scratches off. I can still feel a little bit though. Okay, I wasn't happy with how the Novus, it handled some of the scratches, but I can still feel scratches there. And I don't want to feel anything. I want it to be smooth all the way across. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a 3200 grit sandpaper. I'm going to put it in water and wet sand. Not dry sand, wet sand down, okay? And I can already feel and hear it. Okay, I've done 3200. Now I'm going to hit it with 3600, wet sanding it. And then I'm going to hit it with 4000. Okay, now it's nice and smooth. That's what I like. So I'm feeling it with my finger. Before I could feel roughness, and now it's nice and smooth. Now, I don't know if you can tell, there's a lot of circular scratches on it, but those circular scratches will now come off, because now we're going to start over again, and we're going to hit it with number 3. And with number 3 again, you should be doing it at right angles, but I'm doing it in circular fashion because I'm just not attacking those scratches anymore. And I want the roof to be consistent, the scratching to be consistent. Okay? All right, much better. So now we'll do number 2. Okay, it's number 2. And this one you want to do in a circular motion. Okay, we'll let that dry for about 30 seconds. Okay, so we've let that dry for about 30 seconds here. I'm going to just take the residue off right now. And then the last thing we're going to do is hit it with the polish, which is number 1. And I'm going to use my soft cloth for this. Okay, so let's see if we can pick this up with the light. A lot of the scratches are gone. I've got some really, really faint light ones on there that I am going to go over just one more time with the number 2 and then do the number 1 again. But for the sake of this video, hopefully you can capture the after. Again, the lighting in here isn't conducive. And remember, the Lexan, you're doing the outside. The Lexan on the outside is clear. The paint is on the inside, so you're not taking off any paint. So the outside can be forgiving. You can do this a few times if you need to until you get it right. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can really tell from this, but we've got 2 little tiny little specks there that we can deal with by themselves, but you can see that the rest of the scratches are all gone. Hopefully you can see. I don't know, the camera is kind of hard to pick up some of this stuff. Those 2 we can deal with individually. And those I can take off with a little bit more sanding. It wasn't the purpose of this video. This video was just to show you how I take a lot of these scratches off. But again, the camera is so close, you can't see those from here, as you can see. So the other thing is, this is so smooth to the touch now, whereas before I could feel the roughness of the scratches that were there, and I don't feel them anymore. So I wish I could transmit through the camera how something feels, but unfortunately I can't. But I can tell you that all the scratches that were heavy, outside of those 2 nicks that are still there, again, you can't see them. You can only see them because the camera's, really butt up against it. But the bottom line is, I got the results that I wanted. If those things really bugged me and I was seeing them with my naked eyes, I would definitely attack it again some more. But I think where we're at right now, this thing is shelf ready, so to speak. Great RC. It's just absolutely gorgeous to look at. Red Cat did an awesome job with the packaging. I mean, even the outer box that it comes in, even the outer box, the inside of the outer box has a nice, graffiti feel to it. Most places that leave the inside of the box, of the outer box, white, right? So I can't, obviously I'm a raving fan here. So anyways, I think that'll wrap up the whole purpose of this video. And that's how I take out scratches. I use heavy sandpaper for the heavier scratches. I use light sanding if I even have to outside of the Novus. That's how I do it. So let's see if we can turn this guy on and see what it does. This is rad. All right, so I don't want to drive this off the counter here. All right, so there you have it. Bottom line is, that's how we get scratches out, and then that's how we play with our toys. All right, I hope you got something out of this video. And hey, you know, as you can see, you only live once, so man, you gotta enjoy every day like it's your last. Play with your toys, enjoy your family, and live life to its fullest. Peace out. This one's done.